sauce. The standard breading will be set up here. You do not need to measure and make your own breading station. We're making chicken with supreme sauce. And we're making rice. And we're making steamed broccoli. Trim the fat. Okay, so first thing you need to know, because it's the first time you've worked with meat with me, to my knowledge, okay? I haven't had a meat lab yet, have we? Is that the cutting board is set up differently when you're doing meat. You need to put the cutting board on a tray, okay? And that's so you don't contaminate the whole world around you, okay? The cutting board needs to be on a tray. So you're going to use a boning knife, okay? You're going to have to cut, you're going to have to clean your cutting board and your knife after you get done with the meat part before you go on to the vegetables, because we don't want to cut vegetables on the same board, right? Or you could do it backwards and cut your vegetables and then cut your meat. Do the breading station on, and then you need something different to take them back on it. You guys can use plates. So you're gonna have your wet hand and your dry hand. Okay, so I'm using my right hand as my dry hand. You can figure it out any way you want, but one hand's gonna be dry, and then you're gonna plop it in the wet, and now you have your wet hand that's going to turn it over and put it in the dry. And then you're going to go back to your dry hand, okay? Because what happens if you use the same hand? You end up breading your hand, okay? And I didn't really want to cook hams this week. I wanted to cook chicken. Okay, there's my chicken. It's breaded. Let's go see what else we got. Okay, let's look at the ingredients that we need for the sauce. We need some flour. Go with the veggies. We need onion. So we've got a tablespoon of minced onion. There'll be something to put your leftover onion in. You need 2 tablespoons of green pepper. There'll be green pepper in things. And you need some red pepper, and you need some mushrooms. So there'll probably be a bowl like this that'll have mushrooms, a piece of pepper, and a piece of pepper in it. You just each take a bowl, okay? Don't worry about weighing it up here. Just take your bowl. When you measure out what you've cut, if you have too much, bring it back, okay? You are going to be cutting up more pepper than you need, but all the mushrooms you're going to use. Whatever's in your bowl for mushrooms, you're using them, okay? So, we know how to do dice and we know how to do mince. We haven't done a mushroom in this class yet, right? Okay, so if you're going to do mushroom, first of all, you need to make sure you wash it really well and there's no dirt on it. I'm really not so good about eating dirt, okay? And when they come in the package, they got a lot of dirt, so make sure your mushrooms are clean, okay? Then you're going to cut off a little bit of the bottom, and then you're going to cut them in slices. And there's nobody in this group allergic to mushrooms that I know of, right? No one that I know of. Okay, so you're going to cut slices. You see how the point's down on the knife, and you got the guiding hand, and I think this knife needs sharpened. Okay, so the other one you're each going to have at least 2 mushrooms to do, okay? And you're going to cut them into slices. We should see a lot of swing going on because we're getting good with the knives, right? Okay, so there's your mushrooms. They're ready. They were clean. I'm putting them back in here so I can take them over when I need them. Okay, let's see what else we have. Rice doesn't need anything cut. Figure out how much broccoli you're going to get, and it'll be in little crosses or something. Okay, so that we'll have figured that out. Your recipe says a ½ pound, but we're probably going to give you each 2 trees. That's what these are called, trees. Okay, we're probably going to give you each 2 trees, and you're going to have to take your trees and turn them into, what does it say? Does it say? The word is spears. We're going to turn them into spears. So to do that, you can see that the broccoli grows down the trunk of the tree, and we're going to cut right the way it grows on the tree. We're going to take off the leaves, and now we have a spear. See how it has a point? Okay. Same, because why? So the cooking time is the same. Okay. And that one isn't very speared, so I think I need to help it. Okay. Alrighty. What I'm going to be looking for when I grade your broccoli is that it's cooked. Okay, it's cooked enough. You're not serving me raw broccoli, and you're not serving me dead broccoli. Dead broccoli would mean it's overcooked. Yeah. Right. Okay, so I've got broccoli ready. I got stuff for sauce ready. This is more sauce, and I've got rice. Let's go to the rice one. The rice. It says you're using a ½ cup of rice, and you're using 1.25 cups of water, okay, and you're going to bring it all to a boil. Very simple recipe, but oh my goodness, do we have issues sometimes, okay? You need to make sure you have, the right amount of water, okay? Right amount of water, so make sure you measure it, all right? And you're going to bring it to a boil, and then you're going to reduce it to a simmer, and then you're going to cover it with a lid, okay? So, beep beep, we're going to come put the rice on with the water. We're going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to put the lid on and reduce the temperature after it's boiling. So if you're going to boil something, you can probably turn the flame up, but when you're ready to simmer, you're going to have to turn the flame down, okay? So that's the size pan you want for your chicken breasts. You need to heat the pan up. What does it say about cooking the chicken breast? What does it say? You can read it. Matt, read it to me. What does it say about cooking chicken breast? Hold on, you're getting it. Okay, we're going to put a little oil in the pan. Okay? Do you think we want to put the chicken in right now with cold oil? No, we need to get the pan a little bit warm. Okay? Keep the pan a little bit warm. Before you start to come over here and cook, you need to have everything ready. You need to have everything ready. And if you're making chicken with supreme sauce, you are using 3 burners. You're watching 3 things at the same time. I took that deep breath because I knew everybody needed one, okay? And actually, you have 4 burners because of the rice. So you don't, but you're not going to do the rice and your veggies at the same time. I'm doing this because amazingly, I've done it before. But you're only going to use 3 burners, okay? You need to have your rice on first. Get the rice on, and then get your veggies going, and then start doing your chicken, okay? When the veggies are done, when the veggies for the sauce are done, then you can start doing the sauce. We're taking all of these things, so you need the margarine needs to get melted and be a little warm, right? And then you can bring it all over here in one thing. You can just have all of them cut up and bring it to the stove. Okay, so those are going to sit over there, and they're going to saute, which means the flame is going to be about that high. Don't make it too high. Don't make it too high. You don't want it to burn, okay? And then over here I'm going to put my chicken on. So you got your rice going. Chicken's cooking, veggies are cooking, your rice is cooking. Turning that off, it's melting. The mushrooms will shrink. They'll be half as big when they're done. So let's put a lid on that and have a timer set, and then go back and check it after your 8 minutes and see if it's brown in the bottom. Make sure you put your rice pan so it's off-center. These burners are way too hot and you can't turn them down any lower. The mushrooms have shrunk. They're half as big. Can you all see that? Our mushrooms are half as big as they were. Okay? So we're going to turn them off. And hasn't been 10 minutes yet, but we're going to peek. Oh, that's better with the lid on. It's definitely better with the lid on. Okay. We're going to start our sauce. My margarine is melted. You can put the margarine right in the pan so that it'll melt on the pilot light, right? Right in the pan. About the time you're ready to make the sauce, you should have, the veggies are already done. Because in that recipe we have to do with the veggies. So if we're draining the veggies, what does that mean we need? A strainer. We'll have a can over here for you to dump the oil, it's margarine in this case, into. Please do not drain this down the drain. It came to a boil, and then you're going to put the broccoli in there. You put that guy in there, and you put the broccoli in there. Okay, there we go, broccoli, you're doing great. Then you're going to put the lid on, and you're going to turn it down. You're going to turn it down because it just needs to be simmering, and you're going to set that timer for how many minutes? 8 minutes. Turn them over. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Put that lid back on there because these guys are really thick. Okay, the 2 minutes is after it's bubbling, guys. I think some of you haven't been waiting for it to bubble. It should definitely be white or blonde. It should not be brown, because if it's brown, then what happened? It cooked too long. You cooked it a little too long. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing now? What are we adding? All this stuff?
Yeah.
All this stuff. Okay. Adding all this stuff. Okay. The rice is still crunchy, and it still has a little water. Amazingly, crunchy rice is not what we're looking for. Okay? Mushy rice is not what we're looking for either. So this isn't done yet. We're gonna let it go another 5 minutes probably. Wonderful. Look at that. Amazing. You might even guess I've made this before. And I gotta do one more thing to this. What do I gotta do? Add the vegetables. Okay, so let's turn off the burner and let's add the vegetables. Okay? You need to hold your piece of chicken with the tongs, and you're just gonna stick the old thermometer in there. It's not done. This chicken is only 154 degrees. What's it need to be? 165, so it needs to cook a little bit longer. Josh, how long was the rice supposed to cook?
20 or 25.
How long has it cooked?
I have no idea.
It's been 25 minutes, and look, they're separate pieces of rice. They should be separate. They shouldn't be like all stuck together. The broccoli, you should be able to stick it with a fork. Stick it with a fork. This is the bowl it came out of, okay? Stick it with a fork. Just like that. It should be fork tender.